What's up, guys? I'm Jude, and today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my process of coming to terms with realizing that I was transgender. I know a lot of people say, oh, I always knew, or oh, I always this, that, and that when I was younger. I didn't really have that. Now looking back, there's a lot of things that I realized from younger years that, oh, that makes sense, that fits. But there was never really a moment where I was like, wow, I wish I was a guy, or wow, I think I should be a guy, or any of that stuff. You know, for me it was more of a, something just didn't feel right. You know, I went through a lot of phases in school, which everybody goes through phases. That doesn't mean you're trans or anything like that. But no matter what I did, or what style I tried to be, or the people I tried to hang out with, it always felt like something was off, and something wasn't quite right with me. And I think eventually I just kind of gave up on trying to figure out what that was. I said, well, you know, I've actually got a pretty good life. You know, I was living in South Florida at the time. Chicks and I were dating. I said, you know, it's pretty good. It must just be that I'm, you know, just anxious about the future, or whatever it was. And I kind of stopped worrying about it for a while. And then I don't really know exactly how it happened. I can't remember now because I didn't, you know, really think too hard about it. But I remember I was on some social media website, something like that, and I saw, I think it was a picture that a trans guy had posted. And it was something, you know, he just had his top surgery and it was the scars, and something just clicked in my head. And I don't know if it was the first time that I realized that I was thinking, wow, I wish that were me, or if I just connected to it. But for some reason, that one picture was kind of my awakening, I guess. It was kind of that moment of realization for me when I realized this could possibly be who I am. It took a while for me to really embrace that. I wasn't really comfortable with the whole idea. Not so much that I had a problem with trans people. It was just hard for me to take that idea and associate it with myself and, you know, put the two together. But it kind of always sat in the back of my mind after that for quite a while. And then one night, I was having a really rough night. I was just stressed out. Shix was on Skype, but she'd already fallen asleep at this time. And I remember I was on Tumblr, and I ended up in the FTM tag. I think I probably spent a good 3 hours or so in that tag, just reading so many different trans guys' posts and hearing about their transition, top surgery, starting testosterone, things like that. And as the night went on, it just got stronger and stronger and stronger, this feeling of, this is me, I'm connecting with these people. I can see myself in their shoes, and I can relate to them, and I can, you know, the feelings and the things that these people talked about when they talked about their dysphoria and things like that. It finally all kind of clicked for me. And it was not easy. It was a really rough night. I actually ended up waking Shix up because I was crying so much. I think I was just scared. You know, it's a really scary thing to think about, that the person that you thought you were for, you know, so many years is not the person that you actually are. Or the person that you've been taught that you are, and the person that you've kind of presented yourself as is not who you truly are. But, you know, I broke down and I told her, and she was super supportive about it and said, you know, whatever you decide, whatever you want to do, I love you and I support you. And that was last summer. And from that night, pretty much every day, I was spending a good 30 minutes to an hour of just quiet time with myself, reading about it, you know, really kind of learning what it meant to be trans, the processes. You know, I did a lot of research. I kind of have to do research on things and learn facts. I'm a little obsessive about facts and things. And then it kind of, the feeling that I'd gotten that night that I kind of recognized just kept growing and growing and growing. And all those things that I'd mentioned at the beginning of the video, the stuff that earlier in my life I didn't realize were signs that I was trans, they started to click. And that's when, in, you know, those months that I started thinking about it, I realized, oh, that's why I felt this way, or oh, that's why when that happened, I reacted this way. So over a period of about 6 months, I've really mostly just read other stories, watched guys' videos, found a lot of really great trans support groups online that I joined, and, you know, Instagram pages, things like that. It's just kind of exposing myself to it and allowing myself the time to wrap my head around it was really, I think, the best thing for me. And then, you know, last New Year's I was in England with Shix, and it had kind of gotten brought up a couple of times, but we never, not since I'd been there, we hadn't really seriously talked about it. I think she was kind of letting me figure it out for myself and kind of sort through it in my head. And I finally just said, I need to do this. This is who I am. I need to live as myself. I think that's the best thing for me. And she said okay, and helped me try out a few different names and see what felt right. And then I told people, which was pretty amazing. It was a pretty crazy experience, and I'm definitely going to talk about that at some point. I don't know when, but I will. So yeah, it's been crazy. It's been a little over a year now since I first realized. So I think it's really cool that I'm now getting to the point where I'm ready to start, hormone replacement therapy and start thinking about top surgery and things like that. It's been a crazy year, but all worth it, all amazing. At the end of the day, I'm in a better place now than I was this time a year ago, and I know that that's a big part of it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, a little bit of how I personally came to terms with things. So that's all for this week. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will be back with a new video next Thursday.